Welcome to Popternative, where we dive into topical discussions from the worlds of pop culture, social media, and sports. Here is your host, Peter Remoliotis, aka PD Beats.
PD Beats here from Popternative, speaking to Tyler Lawrence Gray about Wolfpack on Paramount Plus. Welcome to the show, man. Thank you so much for being here.
Dude, thank you so much for having me. It's great to finally get to have an interview with you, you know?
I know, absolutely. There was, you have the merch, but, we haven't officially done it.
We got the merch, guys. We got the Popternative pen right here.
We got the merch. And, I feel like when you were officially cast for Wolfpack, I feel like it was a kind of cool, unique situation for yourself and Armani and Bella, because there's familiar territory and unfamiliar territory. We know that you're part of kind of an existing universe, but if you think of it, you don't know anything else, right? Like it's a new pack, literally like a new cast of people. Did you think about that at all? Like where you knew some things because you knew about some of the Teen Wolf kind of universe, but at the same time you didn't know anything if you think about it, right?
Yeah. No, I guess the only thing I knew is okay, our characters at some point are gonna transform into werewolves. Mm-hmm. But I wasn't sure what the color of our eyes would be, what our abilities would be, if there would be alpha, beta, all of that stuff. All I knew is that we will have that ability to be sort of a hybrid creature. But it was really exciting, to be able to be wow, we're almost creating an entire new universe right now. It's something that's really trippy.
I always find it really cool too, because you always get you're really curious as an audience member of how the world is, like you said, is going to be kind of created, right? Because you think about are they going to make characters that have kind of ties and connections to past characters from Teen Wolf or anything? Or are they going to just do a completely new thing, right? And I think you have a little bit of both there with Wolfpack. What was one of your favorite things about, when you got the scripts for Wolfpack? Because I always find that's an interesting thing. What was it like kind of seeing the scripts, even before you shot it? What was it like just seeing those scripts, Tyler?
What I really liked was Jeff's motives on what he wanted to do with this project. I was a big fan of Teen Wolf growing up. And I had watched episodes of Teen Wolf thinking this could be the exact same tone as Teen Wolf. They're just doing new characters. But I noticed Jeff really brought in the ties of the explicitity and the violence. So I was like, okay, this is maybe going to be a little bit of supernatural Euphoria-esque vibe going on. So that got me really excited because, new actor into the industry. I really wanted to do something that was entertaining and also still realistic. And this was right up my alley.
And to kind of add to that a little bit too, werewolves, vampires, that kind of content, that source material, Tyler, has always been around. But I feel there has been this kind of surge and boom of popularity with a lot of that stuff. And I think it has to do with a lot of cool things happening in, horror movies and everything in that space as well. So what is it like kind of being part of that kind of culture, werewolves and vampires, all that stuff, knowing that there is a really big appetite for it right now? See what I did there? Appetite for it.
I got you. It's really trippy, man.
Yeah.
As a kid, Supernatural's always been my favorite genre of stuff. For some reason, I love the human reality in a universe merged with the unexpected, something that is so unbelievably mythical you could never imagine seeing it in the real world. So to be able to actually do something like this, to portray a character who also can be an animal, it's really cool. It's kind of challenging as a new actor, but it's a challenge that's been really fun so far.
And do you know a lot about that before too? When you audition, did you audition for the character you got? Did you audition for others? Did you know it was kind of did you know you were auditioning for a werewolf show? I always thought that was interesting.
Yeah, so I actually auditioned for the Teen Wolf movie. And then a day later, I got Wolfpack, and I was like, oh, that how ironic! Another wolf thing, and then it was oh, creator Jeff Davis.
You're wait a second.
Yeah, and then the dots connected, and I was like, oh shit, okay, or shoot.
You You could swear, oh shit, Wolfpack.
Oh shit, man. It was an oh shit moment. Like, I was like, this is an opportunity, 2 opportunities to do a supernatural thing. Yeah. So I was really excited. And Wolfpack was the more unknown one. But, as I started moving farther along with it, the more excited I got for it. Because I was like, who knows what sort of episodes and scenes this will bring.
It's an exciting thing, too. And it's super funny, too. I feel like people don't realize this sometimes. I mean, you audition. The job is auditioning, like as an actor. You're just auditioning all the time. And then when you book something, that's not even like a vacation, but that's kind of like the you can breathe now time. You know what I mean?
That's actually so funny that you said that, because I was talking to one of the cast members, Chase, who plays Baron in the show. He literally told me, quote for quote, what you just said. He's like, guys, you don't realize, like, the auditioning is the work. The job is the vacation.
Yes.
It is true. Like, when you're working on set, not once was I ever like, oh my God, I'm so tired from acting on set. But Come on.
Yeah, but I also feel like it has to do with the fact that you've done so much kind of like mental preparation for the role too, that like all the work, like when you get on set, like, yeah, you're working, but like all the work before that was done. So you're just kind of doing your thing, right? You know what I mean by that?
Yeah. You're actually like executing what you had been prepping for so long. You finally get to show everyone,
Which is, amazing. Did you notice the genre bending component of this show? Because that's something that I noticed. You have obviously kind of the supernatural component of it. You got the thriller component of it, but it's got a drama. It's got the relationships, the friendships and everything. It's got all of that. Do you notice that? Like even like watching episodes back, like do you notice that you're on, like Wolfpack is a genre bending show in my opinion.
Oh, completely. I remember when it was, coming out, Jeff kept mentioning, I want it to be a horror show. I want it to be a horror show. So I was expecting like American Horror Story type, like every single moment is going to be like absolute terror. And then I was like, wait, there's a lot of like cool, very like romantic sort of, scenes in here. Also like funny things between the characters.
Yes.
Right, dude. That's the perfect way to describe it. Like very genre bending.
It's so crazy. And I just love like the horror, like for people that watch my interviews and everything, like I love horror movies. Like that's like my favorite genre. Yeah, dude. Like, I mean, I'm like, I still get scared from them a lot. Have you in like because I know you and the cast are pretty close. You guys do a lot of things. Did you guys do an escape room yet together? Did you ever do an escape room?
You know what? I think one time we wanted to do an escape room, but we couldn't find any in Atlanta. But we did probably 4 or 5 haunted houses.
Okay, so they have the escape. Okay, so there's a haunted houses, but this is even worse. There's like horror movie themed escape rooms.
Yeah. Oh my God, I've been wanting to do one of those for so long.
I did one. Okay, this is like one of the craziest things. So I tell this story sometimes a little bit, but like it's too funny. I was doing one, and I went in, and the whole story is a family died basically. So you're going in the house, seeing everything and trying to figure it out, right? But someone might be coming back to get rid of the evidence, one of those, right? It's locked, right? And they're like knocking and banging. So I'm freaking out. I'm screaming. They're probably loving it, the people that work there, because they're literally like, this is my guy. So of course I get kind of targeted the whole time, right, Tyler?
Yep.
Of course, right?
Yep.
So there is, and they didn't even know this too. There is this, my favorite movie, one of my favorite horror movies of all time, is the scariest horror movie, is The Strangers with Liv Tyler.
Oh my God, dude, The Strangers, it's so scary.
It's the scariest. Okay, so
yeah.
There's a scene, there's like one of the things we have to do is we have to go get the locket underneath a kitchen sink. You have to pull the locket up, right? So, but there's a window on top of around the kitchen area. So you purposely have to look down and pull this locket. And as soon as you're pulling it down, you look up, who's right there? Someone like one of the castmates of the escape room with a stranger's mask.
Wow.
Like the one from the movie.
Did they know that? Like,
yeah, they got them online. They got like replicas online, like from the movie, because you could do that, right? You can go online and buy a bunch. The one for the movie.
Your soul must have left your body.
That is. How scary is that movie, though? That's like one of the scariest movies I've ever made.
And they did make a second one
Pray
as well,
at Night
right?
with Louis Pullman. That's a great one, too. I loved it. It was good, but
But the original is Oh my God, dude. Like I remember watching that at first when I was like 13 years old. Wow, dude, talk about nightmare fuel. Like I was not sleeping good for the next like week and a half after I
For
saw
me,
that.
also, I had a good coping mechanism growing up, though. I remember going to see like The Grudge with like Sarah Michelle Gellar and like Amityville Horror with like Ryan Reynolds, and like my coping mechanism, and like there was a scene with Sarah Michelle Gellar where she's like in the shower and it scared the crap out of me and everything, and then like I literally was just like, it's okay, it's not real. It's Buffy the Vampire Slayer. It's fine. It's not real.
That's the great thing about like big actors being in horror movies.
Yeah, and then you watch one that has people that at the time were like unknown and like we're screwed basically.
That's when it's scary. That's why I think a lot of horror casting likes casting new faces, because you almost just see them as like strangers.
Yeah.
And you're like, oh my God, like whatever happens to them, like this is about to be terrible.
I feel like, because I just feel like there's so many different ways to scare people, and they do that at Wolfpack too, right? Where it's not only kind of like the gore or like some of the little like kind of creepy, like, wow, that's a weird thing, but it's also like, why did your character say that to that person? Like, I feel kind of a little uncomfortable. Like, why is this happening? You know what I mean?
I think realization moments with horror is one of the scariest things, especially with like the right type of scoring on like on top of it. Dude, horror is such a calculated thing.
Have you seen this movie? Okay, it's not, because there was a movie that came out recently in the theaters of Thomas Doherty and Natalie Emmanuel with the same name as it, and that one was good too. But this is a movie called The Invitation, but from 2015. It was on Netflix. So Logan Marshall Green.
I feel like I've seen a ton of horror movies. The Invitation sounds
it's like
really
it's a dinner party, and it might or might not be a cult.
Yeah.
Okay, so if you are looking,
I think I saw it a while ago.
Okay,
though.
you should that
I'll rewatch it. I've been looking for new scary movies.
The Invitation. Oh, dude, there's a list. There's like, I had this list. I used to do one a month. Like I used to do like, actually I do every October. I do one horror movie a night, so I do 31. And it's
oh my God, yeah. Dude, honestly, whenever I hang out with Armani, we're like, what do you want to do tonight? Let's watch a scary movie. Me and Armani are like, I've never met someone like my age who is like as obsessed with horror as Armani. Like we try to scare each other to the max all the time.
And just a quick shout out to Armani and, you know, Wolfpack and Paramount Plus Connection. His movie Vanguard Rise Honor Society. Like, I don't know if you saw that, but like,
oh, definitely. I watched the early screening with him.
I love that movie. That movie was so good. Like,
yeah. Big props to Armani, actually. I remember him just like showing us that, and I was really proud of him. He really portrayed a different character and showed his acting range between that and Wolfpack, and I have a lot of respect for him.
What are those conversations like with your castmates? Like, are there a lot before shooting? Like, are there a lot of conversations, or is it kind of you're in the zone and then when you're done rapping, you know what I mean? Like, what are those?
Talk about everything together. Whether it's what kind of clothes we like, what kind of music we like, to like the meaning of the universe and where we all want to be in 10 years. And everyone is so down to earth and deep, and I'm there with them.
Isn't the music in Wolfpack sick, by the way? It's good.
Yes.
Right?
Oh my God. Yes. One of my favorite things about the music was when Jeff put like Moonlight, Can't Fight the Moonlight in the trailer, and then he ended off the very last sequence of the show with the same song. That to me was just like very full circle and smart by Jeff.
So amazing. I love the use of music. I mean, Yellow Jackets on Showtime Paramount Plus. It's all like it's all some of my favorite, like, because it's 90s, right? So it's all like 90s bands, all the Offspring, Papa Roach. It's so good.
Yes, that's some of my favorite music right there. That genre of music is very special.
Oh, what are some, so because I used to be, when I was 16, 17, I was like in a lot of like punk bands and like rock bands and everything. Petey Beats was my drummer name, like my stage name.
Really?
Yeah.
No way.
Oh yeah, I was playing a lot of bands and I was like doing concert promotion, so I know a lot. Who are some of your favorite bands on top of your head?
That's really cool, man, that you were like a drummer and stuff.
Oh yeah.
I love, obviously, you know, the really well-known ones: Red Hot Chili Peppers, Green Day, Blink 182.
Blink 182 is like, that's like my favorite band of all time.
Yeah, dude. Dude, drummer Travis Barker, stick on the drums, dude. Oh my God. Yeah, dude, there's so many. Oh my
like
God.
me and you, because this is like a Wolfpack thing, and then it became like a horror movie interview.
I know. It
and now
feels
it's
like we're just on like a FaceTime call now.
and then it's like a Blink-182. Oh man, so many things. Oh, it's.
Yeah.
I did want to ask too before we wrapped up about Wolfpack specifically, because I feel like anytime you work on a set, there's going to be learning experiences. Whether you worked on a set once, whether you worked on a set 150 times, you're always going to learn something. With a show so dynamic as Wolfpack, with the characters, with the effects, with the supernatural component, what were some learning experiences that come to mind working on this show, Tyler?
I think definitely just kind of trusting your instincts as an actor. You know, the first probably month that we were shooting, I was getting so frustrated that like sometimes it would take like 8 to 10 takes for like a one-liner, and I like just couldn't get it. And I had to, you know, after shooting after 6 months, I realized I just got to trust myself, you know, literally becoming this character, understanding this character more and more every week. It's not all about like making choices at the top of your head. It's just about understanding like who this person is and like how he reacts to his environments. It's just something you sort of get used to, you know?
100%. That's so well said. And yeah, they could stream the episodes of Wolfpack on Paramount Plus. Tyler, so great doing it. I'm so happy we were able to do this finally. Thank you so much for coming on the show.
It was way long overdue. I'm sorry that it took this long.
Dude, it was amazing. Thank you so much for your time. And your Instagram account, is it like, where can people follow you to keep up to date with everything? Is it just your name or?
Yeah, just Tyler Lawrence Gray. It's my Instagram, my TikTok. I have Twitter that I tweet some random stuff sometimes, Tyler Lawrence G. So yeah, just my name pretty much.
This was like the PD Beats interview. We talked horror movies, we talked Blink-182. This was a good time. No, this was awesome.
Yeah, man.
Well, this has been Popternative, youtube.com/Popternative previous episodes. Wolfpack is streaming on Paramount Plus. You can check all those episodes out. Till next time, this is Tyler Lawrence Gray and PD Beats signing off.
Thank you for tuning in to Popternative. Make sure to check out our past episodes of Popternative on YouTube. Be sure to like Popternative on Facebook and follow us on Twitter.
This has been an Autograph Communications production.